Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Charlotte Motor Speedway here tonight. These drivers have waited, well, an entire week, just like you race fans, because, well, yours truly, I gotta apologize. I was a little sick last Monday, and we had to miss the show. I hate that because the Sousa Media Group had one heck of a race battle from what I've seen, where it was Jeffrey Sousa himself picking up the Sousa Media 65 from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So these drivers are ready to go, though, in the next round. It's right here at Charlotte for the Allen Farms 135. These drivers come in tonight as the 8th round of the series. 10 rounds in the regular season. So here tonight at Charlotte, next week at North Wilkesboro, and at the Bristol Motor Speedway. That's the final 3 races, if you will, here before the playoffs. So you talk about playoffs, or where does that leave everybody sit? Well, that leaves James Skelton looking pretty good with 3 wins. Jeffrey Sousa picked up his 2nd win last week, so 2 wins, 3 wins. Those 2 drivers are locked in, and there's only 2 other drivers that are 100% safe in this championship playoffs. That is Zach Mitchell and Max Terriot. Everybody else battling for those last couple positions. So with just 3 races left, it's about to get interesting. And you talk about interesting race fans, what do you say? It's that time to light the fire here tonight at Charlotte. Starting lineup here tonight at Charlotte will look like this. Starting on the pole here tonight, he drives car number 2. It'll be Michael Trevarthen. To the outside of him, the number 11, the Shanika single entry, the driver out of Massachusetts. Back into P number 3, Trent Potter. He's locked into the battle for one of those drivers trying to get in on points, or if he can pick up a win, he'll start 3rd. Ethan Troutman back there into the 4th starting spot with James Skelton in 5th. Dalton Williamson, he'll roll from the 6th starting spot. How about Luke Logan Allen, the rookie here on Monday night? He'll start 7th with Chris Hammett back into the 8th spot. Last week's winner times in into the 9th position. That's car number 4 of Jeffrey Sousa. Starting 10th, the driver out of Western Pennsylvania, driving the number 79. That'll be Anthony Yankello. And back into the 11th spot, Zach Mitchell in the 4X Racing number 8. And how about Chad Allcares? He'll pilot car number 15. He'll start 12th. 13th, deep into the field here tonight for the number 42 of Max Terriot. And how about Ken Allen? Car number 81. He'll roll from 14th. 15th will be Ryan O'Donoghue in the number 98 machine. He's back. He was probably back last week. Unfortunately, missed him. Jason Wells in the number 64 will roll from 16th. How about Tony Strano? He's the better-looking Strano. He'll start back into the 17th position. Bill Benedict will pilot the number 90. He'll start 18th. 19th, the old Richard Murdoch, just the civilian. And the Feeney machine. That's the number 38 of Brandon Feeney back in 20th. 21st on the call. That'll be Scott Duncan. Joshua Buckley back into the 22nd position with TJ Henson 23rd. Rob Higgins at 24th. And the man, the myth, the legend, Bob Higgins back into the 25th position. That's your starting lineup here tonight for the Allen Farms 135 here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. These drivers ready to get going. Calling well, we hit the wrong button. Look at that. Miss a week and forget how to do everything. 90 laps, though. I was going to say, call it a in-between lap count, just 90 here for these truckers. The tailgaters, there you see them, lined up 2 by 2. Pace cars in. The Allen Farms 135 here tonight at Charlotte, about to go green with Trevarthen hitting the gas here with Sean Single to the outside. Let's get these tailgaters dancing here at the 1.5 miles. A little bit of a wiggle wobble there for the number 61. That was Dalton Williamson. He was able to hold on to it. Trent Potter, though, trying to take the early top spot sideways for the race leader. Trevarthen going to wiggle up the track sideways for the number 2 and to let Trent Potter to boot, scoot, and boogie down onto the inside. He will lead lap number 1. Here comes the 3-time winner on the tour, though. That is going to be the Cayman Boatso. Look at Single. He'll take off from the bottom side of the speedway. These tracks a little bit out of control here early on here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just trying to get a little footing for these machines. You see a little bit of fog here tonight at Charlotte. The humidity pretty high. And that's not just the steam coming off the stand analyzer machine of Jeffrey Souza. Souza trying to pick up another spot here. He's already picked up 2 spots early on. Just behind him, that is the number 42 of Max Terriot. Terriot has already picked up 5 spots from where the MK Medic machine has started here tonight. Look for him to start to use strategy here tonight. Souza and Terriot starting a little bit deeper back than what they would like, but both drivers, remember, are locked into the playoffs, so they don't have to worry about the win. They just continue. They just want to continue to keep the momentum in their favor. Here comes Sean Single now. He'll dive to the inside down the back straightaway with the Fred Flintstone entry. We'll learn to talk here once, maybe. See that number 2, though, high, wide, and handsome around the outside for Michael Trevarthen, trying to keep the ponies wound up in that Ford. It's 2 Toyotas, a Ford, and then a Chevrolet here on lap number 5 out front here tonight in the Allen's Farms 135. You see the field has started to break apart. Got a couple cars back here just off. I'm not sure what happened to Jason Wells. You see the Alienware number 64 of Wells back here. I don't see any damage on the Alienware Chevrolet. But I can tell you he is well off the pace. 9 positions have been lost here for the number 64 of Jason Wells. Yankello back here getting, well, I was going to say pestered by the Ryan O'Donnell entry. O'Donnell tucked back in. Now will tuck back down to the inside. See if he can get around that Skyline chassis, number 79 of Yankello. Yankello started in the 10th position. He's dropped back here, running into 12th for the time being. Max Terriot, though, he's trying to find a way. He's following the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Souza around the outside of Luke Logan Allen. Now there goes Max Terriot. He'll pick up another one. There you see the 3-truck battle. There's the number 62, the Mike's Devil Eggs. Number 62 of Ethan Troutman working the outside. Max Terriot to the inside there on Souza. He should be able to make the pass, but one driver trying to come with him. That's the one-time Burger Bar, number 6 of Chris Hammett. Hammett down to the inside. Race leader of Trent Potter has not been able to run away from James Skelton or Michael Trevarthen. And you're watching the battle that is just behind those top drivers. Just behind the two that are side by side, that's the black and green number 61 of Dalton Williamson. Williamson sorted into the 6th position. That truck has been sideways more often than not. He has fallen back 4 spots since the drop of the green. Big power move by the 62. Ethan Troutman trying to get to the inside of the Cartoon Network Wacky Racers. Number 11 of Mr. Wacky himself, Shanika Single. Oh, one driver, 2 drivers up into the outside wall out of turn number 4. Car number 60. That was Luke Logan Allen to the outside wall, along with the number 61 of Dalton Williamson. And one driver high down in turn 1 and 2. He'll scrape the fence line also. It's the civilian of Richard Murdoch. So Murdoch going to scrape it. You can see the right rear quarter panel on the Adventure in Pixel 01 for Murdoch has been scraped up. You see it right there as he comes by that camera shot. A great shot by our crew here tonight. Murdoch back here trying to run what they some of these young kids call Kyle Larson line up against the outside retaining wall. How about the number 15 of Chad Allcares? He's back here, the Duncan Run and Done entry. He's running back into the 16th position. Not a normal big track Monday night racer, but he's here tonight. And now I got to look because, well, guess who had missed last week's race and doesn't know if Chad Allcares was in the field. Looks like this is the first race for Chad Allcares here on a Monday night. So he's here trying it out. Battle, though, just ahead of him. Williamson way down low there as Ryan O'Donnell got around him. Williamson, I told you, that truck has just not been handling very well. See the 81. There's the Allen Farms, number 81 of Ken Allen. Well, now looking at Ethan Troutman was up out of the group coming through the tri-oval. Murdoch trying to get to the outside there on Williamson if he can do it. If not, he's going to get Allen up underneath him. This is all the battle back here for the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th position right now for these drivers. Working lap number 14 here out of the 90 scheduled in the Allen's Farm. 135 here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Still out front, it is Trent Potter leading down the back straightaway. He has about 0.2 of a second. Oh, big trouble. Trouble as the 61 of Williamson has gone around down the back straightaway. As Williamson takes the quick tow back to pit road, we'll have to wait for the truck to get that, and they have it right here. Let's see what happened. There's the 61. Oh, Murdoch just going to tap the 61. It unfortunately gets him out of shape. Lifts up off the ground just a little bit there for Williamson. A little tap, and ouch. So that's what will put us under the first caution flag here this evening. Just a handful of laps away from what was about to be green flag pit stops. I believe these trucks about, I say a handful of laps, I was probably looking at more about 10 laps. So we're going to see everybody come to pit road here. To be 4 tires and fuel. Looking at it, I think Brandon Feeney is going to continue to keep his machine out there, so Feeney will take a lap lead for himself, as you see everybody else. Don't want to get popped by the police down on pit road, though. Let's see who will be the first one off of pit road. Max Terriot done with his stop. Everybody else going to drop the jack. It looks like Trent Potter. Potter, Skelton, Terry Hill, Trevarthen, Single looks like is how they will come out. Hammett, Souza, Allen, Yankello, and Troutman. The first 10 drivers off of pit road. But don't forget, Brandon Feeney will stay out. I do suspect him to come to pit road, because that's what Feeney does. He likes to make us think here. One time Feeney a pit, then the next time Feeney won't pit, then Feeney a pit for 2, and then Feeney will not pit. The guy from Canada will make you certainly scratch your head, and you're going to look bald just like me. So looking at it, Feeney actually not going to pit. I was waiting to see if the iRacing.com pace car lights were going to go out, and they did. So Feeney will not pit, but he will take the outside lane. Then I put Trent Potter with the 4 tires to the inside. Looks like Williamson has called it a night here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, so an early exit for him. We'll go back racing here to be 17 laps officially in the books with Feeney as the race leader. Trent Potter, Sean Single. Dave, I did see that Brandon Feeney. I forget what he exactly called it, but it's like an old, what I would call a boat, like a 58, 59 Chevy or something like that. I think he said it has like a boat anchor for a motor or something, and he did get to race it on dirt for the first time. He said he'd go into the corner. One time he'd have grip, and then he wouldn't have grip the next time. He said it was so confusing, he didn't know what to do. Sort of like Ricky Bobby. So the pace car lights are off again, so they will head to the safety of pit road. We'll go back racing. 17 in the books with 24 drivers still out there in their Mean Machine tailgaters. Feeney going to try and take off early on those older tires, see if he can get away from the field. Everybody going to try and chase him down into turn number 1. Here comes Potter. Where is Potter going to go? Does he go to the inside, to the outside? Feeney going to give him the outside. Here comes Shoddick, a single. Thinking 3 wide. Single will not. He'll go to the outside. Swing back to the high line. Down into the corner. There goes Potter. There goes Single. There goes Skelton. Here comes Michael Schwarthen. Watching Rhino Donnie back there. Get me. Oh, boy. The Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell was absolutely out of shape. Held on to it somehow, some way. Uh-oh, problems. Sean Single up against the outside wall. Everybody going to try to get around him. He is holding on to it. He hit the wall, but what happened is the question. So Sean Single going to have some heavy damage, and yeah, that truck looks like it is blown to smithereens. He'll come to the safety of pit road, and this is what happened. Single down to the inside. Oh, we got it down on the apron, and then James Skelton nowhere to go. Skelton got it sideways. He gathered it up. So did the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, but it was all Sean Single up against the outside there. He'll take the brunt of all of this damage. As we come back live here, there's the race leader, Potter, Trevarthen, Terriol, Luke Logan Allen, Chris Hammett, the top 5. Everybody now starting to single file them and string themselves out. As that little bobble there, the kerfuffle with the field. Looking back, the first side-by-side battle is almost a 3-wide battle with Brandon Feeney, TJ Henson, and Joshua Buckley. It was almost, and then that number 13, the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13 of Joshua Buckley. Uh-oh, he was crossed up out of turn number 4. The trucks here tonight, they are absolutely unstable. So Brandon Feeney, who did not come to pit road, he has fallen all the way back to the 13th position. When will the 38 come to pit road. He is shedding positions like I shed my hair maybe when I was about 13. There you see Anthony Yankello, Tony Strano, Richard Murdoch back here. Remember, Murdoch's been into the wall. Looks like they have got that damage fixed on the number 01 of Murdoch. But he's buried deep into the field here tonight. How about one of those Canadian drivers we haven't got to see much here as of late? There is the 989. That is Scott Duncan, the unsponsored red, black, and blue. Number 989. There he is, the driver out of Canada. Watch Duncan run for many seasons on Thursday nights. Ran a handful of races here on Monday night, and now he is back here tonight. Always good to see some of the faces return. Of course, a lot of our lives take us away here from iRacing, and then many years or, well, seasons down the line, we all come back to race because we all spent the money on these old sim rigs, and they sit here in our basements like mine. Of course, Josh won't let me back out of the broadcasting booth here, race fans. I say we get a petition and we try to get that overturned. And I'll go out there and race with these guys. What do you think? Yeah. Good joke. It was a good joke. Coming across the line, it's not a joke. That is Trent Potter in the Traxxas Toyota. Out front leading Michael Trevarthen, Max Terriel. 3-truck, little bit of a breakaway before you find Luke Logan, the youngest driver in the field. Race fans, he doesn't even have a driver's license yet. The youngest driver we've ever had on a Monday night in the series. Running right there with the big dogs. 4th place right now. Just behind him, that's Chris Hammett. So you have 2 champions of the series just behind you. 1 out in front of you. You're just sitting there sandwiched. I don't think they make a sandwich goldfish. Hence the sponsor on the number 60, Goldfish. I write my own jokes. And here's Brandon Feeney coming to pit road. So Feeney bringing down the Liquid Molly entry nice and easy into his pit stall. As you see him there, it'll be 4 tires and fuel for the driver out of Canada. He'll go a lap down, but we'll see if those brand new tires here can get him rolling. Well, for all the Murdoch fans, there he is. He's riding the high line right now. He's buried back into, oh, that's the 16th spot right now as he got around Tony Strano. Murdoch has been into the outside wall. He scraped up the side of the Adventure in Pixel 01. He had his claws up at least, right? So Murdoch back into the 16th spot. He does have 4 fresh tires, though, trying to get around the Pennsylvania driver of Anthony Yankello. Yankello to the outside, the Skyline chassis, comp cams entry. Looks like Murdoch should be able to clear up in front of the number 79, so that'll put Murdoch into the 15th position. 4 spots better than where he actually started here tonight. Did not qualify very well at all. These drivers are battling outside the top 10. Murdoch, I'm looking at his lap times. He is running now about a 30.5-second lap. And let me take a look. They're going to update right now for us. Murdoch still running a time that is the equivalent to running right around the 8th position as he's going to go for a 3-wide battle. No, he won't because he'll get cut off. That's the 81 of Ken Allen. Just slammed the door out of turn number 2. To the inside, that's TJ Henson. Leading this pack of trucks here, that's the number 40, the Kubota entry of Rob Higgins, the Cowboy, the Chicken Farmer. Outside goes Ken Allen, so they're parked them 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 down the back straight away. Trent Potter having some issues, I believe, as it looks like he may be coming to pit road, so that'll turn the race lead over now here on lap number 32. Max Terriel to the lead here, and usually when Max gets the race lead, it is very hard to wrangle it back away from him. He's got the Florida native, though, of Michael Trevarthen right there, and Chris Hammett. Luke Logan Allen is actually starting to close back in. He is running now 4th. Trent Potter has entered pit road. You see him. He's sitting in his stall. We'll see if he's able to get back out onto the raceway or what happened to the driver of truck number 18. He's actually very high in the point standing, so hopefully he can get back out here and save something. He comes in tonight as the highest running driver that is not locked in via a win. Potter is sitting 5th. So hopefully he can get back out there. Skelton going to take his, well, I was going to call it a speedboat, but it's actually a bass boat to the outside there. That Toyota. Getting around the goldfish eater of Logan Allen. Zach Mitchell closing in here. Here comes Ethan Troutman too. Luke running that bottom side of the speedway. Everybody else has really started to migrate themselves up. These guys all bad. Look at this. This group is still side by side back here. We look away for 2-3 laps. We come back here and they're still side by side, jockeying for positions. Sometimes depends where you go. A lot of times the best racing though is back here, right around that bubble, 10th to about 15th, 16th position. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. That's Benedict in the Lego machine. You saw him just get by. That's Bill in truck number 90. Then it's Wells, Higgins, and Yankello. Yankello holding off the strong charges of Tony Strano right now. Trent Potter is back out onto the raceway. Looks like he is just 1 lap down right now. Hopefully we can see if he can get back on the right strategy, or maybe it was a strategy play. Maybe that's exactly where Trent Potter wanted to come to pit road, because I'm looking at it and he came to pit road and he only spent 14 seconds in his stall. So that indicates to me that that was just a normal pit stop on lap number 31 there for the driver of number 18. Skelton, he got around Luke Logan Allen, and now the youngster is back at him. Maybe he's trying to tell him that he can go fishing with some goldfish. See the Rich DPC's number 8 also there of Zach Mitchell as they work down the back straightaway. Very dark here tonight. Camera kind of helps you race fans out there, but us watching this one live here still seems a little dark. Another driver to pit road, Scott Duncan, going to bring the 989 entry. There he is. He's in his stall already. Looking at it. He's going for a service. Right side tires on, left side tires on. They drop the jack. Murdoch's picking him up, putting him down. He'll go to the outside here on TJ Henson. Adventure and Pixels entry just following that, number 81 of Ken Allen. Now they're trying to dive it back down to the inside. See, most passes done to the outside here, but Murdoch looks like he's going to take that 01 Chevrolet to the inside in turn number 1. See if he can roll that center. If you roll the center, you get a good run down the back straightaway. You have a chance to clear up. Joshua Buckley just out in front of this group. Murdoch not able to make the pass. Michael Trevarthen on pit road. Luke Logan Allen coming to pit road. So pit road very busy right now. Oh, hold on to her. Yenkello was sideways. Locked up the rear tires on the Silverado. 6 drivers right now coming to make their pit stops right here. Max still out front here looking at it. Looks like he'll come to pit road now. So Max going to bring Hammett along with Mitchell. Skelton heavy deep into the braking zone. There's the number 43, Bob Higgins, getting out of the pit road. So we're waiting on the top 4 drivers right now. Everybody else has come to pit road. Here comes the Stant Analyzer entry. Souza off the banking. He'll downshift it into second gear, and everybody else looks like they're going to follow. Here comes Benedict Wells. Rob Higgins would be the next one, and he'll slowly bring the Kubota Ford to pit road. So that should cycle everybody back through to, yep, right there. Trent Potter as the race leader. He pitted 10 laps before everybody else, but he's back out front here. See if Potter can run away and hide from Max Terrill, who comes out of pit road in second. So it'll be Potter, Terrill. Souza's going to get passed up by Chris Hammett, Michael Trevarthen. We'll see where he cycles through. Right now, Souza, well, losing a couple more spots. Souza back to running in 8th. We'll see where he funnels out here. I believe he's going to lose the spot to the 62 of Ethan Troutman yet. So Souza going to fall all the way to 9th as the last driver to come to pit road. So next time by, we'll be halfway home, and there's the battle for the race lead. Potter and Terrill. Potter and Terrill right now have about a 2.5-second race lead over the next pair of trucks of Hammett and Trevarthen. As there it goes. There goes Max Terrill. He'll work off turn number 4. So Max Terrill back to the point here with 10 lap pressure tires. Then the number 18 of Trent Potter. Where will Potter fall to? Because his lap times are looking at about almost a 1-second gap difference with those older tires. Trent Potter, though, here as of late this season, has turned things around. When you look at Potter, and he's been here for a very long time. I say very long time. It's been an on and off more long time commitment here on a Monday night when he can get out here and race with these guys. Potter normally was running right around the 15th, 16th, 17th position for a long time. And then this year, all of a sudden, he's put more time in, and he's been able to run up front here with these front runners, the champions of the series, like Max Terrill, Chris Hammett, James Skelton, and Jeffrey Souza. Tonight is his 31st career start here on Monday night. His best average finish comes on road courses where he has about a 6.7. Here at these intermediate tracks, which is mostly what we've run here, he finishes right around the 10.5 position marker. See him having a little bit of a blink issue there. He did fall back to 4th, though, as we talked about it. We saw it all unfold on the screen. Chris Hammett, Michael Trevarthen, with those fresher tires, got around. Well, we hope the old Hurricane misses all of our Florida friends. We got quite a few Florida drivers, South Carolina drivers here in the field tonight. A couple drivers out of Alabama also. A lot of drivers from Canada, a lot of drivers from Massachusetts. As Zach Mitchell and James Skelton get on through. I believe the last time we had a good old hurricane up here in Pennsylvania, that was, oh man, what was that terrible one called over there that took out the Jersey Shore? Hurricane Sandy, right? Could be wrong. Jeremy might have the old Google machine fired up and able to tell us that one. I was all right here in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, but my wife out in New Jersey, her family sustained a lot of damage. And someone who's on damage control right now, that's Brandon Feeney. I'm not sure if he even knows what a hurricane is being out of Canada. They do know what snowstorms are, eh? Feeney back here running into the 19th position. Now remember, he is off sequence. He pitted back on lap number 26, so I do suspect he should be coming to pit road either this time or next time by. He's been out there a very long time. See, that is Bob Higgins on the newly branded number 43, and looks like Feeney is off the pace here, so he should be coming to pit road. You see him make the left-hand dive to pit road. Brandon Feeney on pit road here on lap number 52. Max Herod has been able to hold about a 2-second gap over Chris Hammett. Trevarthen's been able to sit there about 2, 3, 4 car lengths back. Zach Mitchell, though, has been turning some of the faster laps here. And last time by, yeah, he does turn in the second fastest lap, because the first fastest lap goes to the number 4, Jeffrey Souza. Souza, one of the last drivers to come to pit road, so he's still got a little bit of good on those tires. Trent Potter to pit road also in car number 18. Remember, he's off sequence too from the race leaders. And the fan favorite. Oh boy, hold on, Will Murdoch. Murdoch was sideways in front of the number 98, Ryan O'Donnell. I thought Sandy was the hurricane. I did blow my great aunt's roof off of her farmhouse. All is well, though. The house still standing, looking beautiful out there on the farm. Not as beautiful as Murdoch's machine. He did scrape it up there, but he's got it pointed into the right direction now. He's been on the pedal, headed into the top 5 here. Look at him, almost right up against the outside wall again. Talking about Charlotte and Murdoch, and for the last couple of years in November, I've always headed down to Charlotte for the World Finals, which is literally just on the outside of that wall there, of turns 3 and 4. Get to go watch some dirt racing, and I always head over to the GoPro Motorplex. I think it's now called Trackhouse or something, the go-kart facility just north of Charlotte. And every year, Richard Murdoch and James Skelton, when I head to Charlotte in the first week of November, they always yell at me and say I never invite them to go go-kart racing. Murdoch, Skelton, first week of November, I'll be down there for an entire week, headed to Millbridge, then to Charlotte. There's your official warning shots. Ryan O'Donnell, who is just behind Murdoch here. Sure, Ryan has something on his mind, maybe that shiny thing, the podcast. Post-race shows brought to us by Ryan O'Donnell and the Shiny Thing podcast. Tune in weekly to see what's on the mind of the host of the Shiny Thing. What's that shiny thing in their mind that they're thinking of? Tune in to hear them talk about everything from sports to everyday activities and everything in between. Taking a look at it, since some of the race leaders like Trent Potter came to pit road, he's 2 seconds faster a lap right now than the race leaders. The problem is he's buried all the way back into the 21st position right now. Look at all the trucks out ahead of him. He is 1 lap down to the race leader. When will the race leaders come to pit road? Well, I don't know, because there's Max, and he's just set on cruise control right now. Buckley losing a spot there, and oh, he's going to make a little contact. Buckley entered turn 1. He was 3 wide, got down on the apron, and then made contact with the number 18 of Potter as he went by. Potter just tried to slice and dice his way through the field, thought about taking it 3 wide through the center. He'll lift out of it, he'll dive down to the bottom side, see if he can get behind Bill Benedict and push the Lego machine past Anthony Yankello. It is a battle for position. Joshua Buckley now bringing the number 13 to pit road. He has had enough. If he comes down to pit road here, he might be just on the verge of being able to make it on fuel here tonight. 5 more laps would have definitely, I would definitely say 5 more laps, he could have made it. You see the Duncan machine of all cares. They're getting passed up. That was not a battle for position. Trent Potter, remember, down a lap currently here to the race leaders. Max Terra come across the line. He will lead this lap, and he will get credited with the most laps led here tonight. No other driver going to be able to lead as many as Max. Now the question is, how many laps will Max Terra win or lead? Tonight is Max Terriot's 100. Or sorry. Oh, and he's turning it off, race fans. You can see he's trying to save some fuel. As I'm trying to learn how to read numbers. When you pull up the stats for Max Terriot here at Charlotte, Max has 2 wins in Charlotte, along with 2 second-place finishes. And another 2 top 10s. His worst finish was actually the last time we were here back in November of 23. He finished back into the 17th finishing position. A penalty that night put him well behind the 8 ball that he could just not dig himself out of. You hear him. He's off it. Let's see if we can ride on board for a lap or so. You heard it right there going into 3. Let's listen into 1. Where does he lift? That time he kept his right foot in it. That's because there's a car or a truck closing in. Chris Hammond has shaved the race lead from 2.5 seconds down to just 1.1 seconds. So the one-time burger bar getting closer. There it is. Hammond going to dive to pit road. A couple laps ago, Michael Trevarthen along with the 8. Actually, Zach Mitchell hasn't pitted. Thought he did, but he didn't. He pulled an okie dokie on me. Everybody making what could possibly be their final stop of the night. Max Terriot, James Skelton, Souza, and Mitchell still out there. And it looks like Max is going to come sailing. That truck is cruising. Hopefully he got it loaded up to pit road speed. We haven't seen anybody get popped on pit road for speeding here tonight. Everybody coming in. Souza staying out in the stand analyzer. Souza Media. Number 4. So he's always one of those drivers either to come early or stay late. Looks like he's coming this time. Chris Hammett hard into the wall entering pit road. And this is an unscheduled stop for the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Looks like he's going to slam it into his pit stall, and I believe that truck, I think he is going to climb out on that one for the time being. Maybe he might get back in there. The race leader of Souza is in his box. 4 tires and fuel, he is away. The race leader going by, though, it is Trent Potter here once again. Potter out front, and he has a 2.5 second race lead over the second place running, number 42 of Max Terriot. Both drivers are done with their pit stops here tonight. They won't have to come, or at least Max Terriot will not be back to pit road. he should be able to make it the rest of the way. Will Trent Potter? Potter pitted. Oh, actually a little bit longer than I thought he did. It was 14 laps prior to Max Terriot peeling off onto pit road. Don't believe Trent Potter's strategy here tonight is going to net him a fuel strategy win. He's going to have to come to pit road at least one more time. See Michael Trevarthen coming into the fray here. He is on 2-lap older tires versus the Max Terriot machine. Just looking at all the numbers here. So Max will fall back, but Max is still trying to save a little fuel. Oh, sideways right behind Max. That's the number 72 of TJ Henson. Henson was out of shape, and that's the number 40 of Rob Higgins. It's not a battle for position. Henson's back into the 20th position. And yeah, Trent Potter coming to pit road. 20 to go. Potter going to peel off here, and this will be his final stop. He could make it from here. One wreck here tonight early, Jeremy, and it was the number 61 of Williamson going around. Dalton, that is, in car number 61. There's the battle for the race lead right now as it sits with 19 laps remaining here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You are watching the Allen Farms 135 here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. I'm looking at it and I'm noticing Richard Murdoch having some problems with the timing and scoring transponder on the number 01. Looks like he's got it back sorted out, though. Maybe the civilian life they took away his good internet. Murdoch is the highest running driver right now. Say most positions gained, I guess it sounds more correct. So Murdoch up 12 spots. How about Mr. Brandon Feeney? There he comes off corner 2. Trying to work over Tony Strano and Chad Allcares. They're back here. Hold on to her, Feeney. 14th, 15th right now. Trevarthen, though, these last 17 laps, you're going to get a workout because Mr. Max Terriot is right there. He's going to be eyeing you up the rest of this race, trying to figure out who or where he can get the run. Who, what, where, how. Sean Single also made contact with the number 86 of James Skelton. That put him up into the wall after making contact with the apron. Sean up into the wall. Everybody scattered. Scott Duncan has called it tonight, and Chris Hammett, well, he got a pit road penalty, and then he elected to hit the inside wall there on pit road. And then he called it all night. Joshua Buckley, I'm noticing, is back out onto the track in the number 13 machine. Multiple laps down right now. He spent about 4 minutes on pit road. You don't see 4 minutes of damage on the number 13 machine, but hey, you never know. Pass for the race lead. With 14 to go, here comes the number 42 back to the point. Max Terriot taking back over. So it'll be Max Terriot, Michael Trevarthen, James Skelton, Zach Mitchell. And there's Souza hanging on. Ethan Troutman just a little bit further back, and Mike's Deviled Eggs, the driver out of Tennessee. Ryan O'Donnell hanging in the top 10. He's running 7th. Right behind him, that's Richard Murdoch. And then Jason Wells, the driver that dropped all the way to the tail of the field when we dropped the green flag here tonight. Wells back to running inside the top 10. He's on the same sequence as the race leaders, so he should not have to pit as long as he can keep the truck up underneath him. And Bill Benedict III having a great top 10 run. He's got Tony Strano, the better-looking Strano, just behind him. The one that Mom really loves. It's not Joe, it's Tony. If Joe's out there tuning in tonight, we hope he's doing well with his little baby. Mitchell, Joe Strano, and myself all having babies here back in the beginning of the year. Call them the next generation of little peanuts. Of course, we always joke with Tony and Joe that Tony's the one that's more loved by Mom, and that's not a joke, that's real. This isn't a joke either, it's the battle. There is Mitchell getting around Trevarthen. Trevarthen has gone into fuel-saving mode on the number 2 machine. He has really started to back up. Now he's going to look back to the inside, though. So with 10 laps to go, it's Max Terriot, James Skelton, Zach Mitchell, Michael Trevarthen, then Jeffrey Souza. Souza is the driver that has the most fuel on board with just 10 laps remaining. We put it back on lap number 67. So he's definitely 100% good to hammer down in the number 4 entry. Just behind him, that is Ken Allen. Uh-oh, into the wall. Michael Trevarthen trying to carry the momentum. And he'll give it just a little bit of a kiss. Trevarthen's got to watch out. He's got his best friend just behind him. That's the number 40 of Rob Higgins. Higgins is a lap down, though, running back into the 17th position with his Kubota. You never guess where Murdoch is. Yep, still battling with Rhino Donnie, and they got Jason Wells now just out in front of them. Those are 3 trucks battling for the same position. Wells has the 7th position, O'Donnell has the 8th position, and Murdoch has P number 9. A little bit. Oh, clicked wrong. I was looking for Luke Logan Allen. He was just off the speedway as he took a slide. Let's take a look back what happened to him. Battling here at the number 79 entry. Off turn 4. Well, Dale would have called it a pass in the grass. There's no pass in the grass. It was just the number 60 of Luke Logan Allen trying to hang on to her. So Luke going to fall back to running in 13th right now. He was as high as running 4th. Here comes Joshua Buckley. That's not going to be a battle for position. So don't get all excited because I was about to. Rhino Donnie and Murdoch going to just about trade some paint down there in turn number 4. Murdoch got to the inside, went for the move, and then wasn't able to complete it. 6 to go, though, with Max Terriot, and he's got some competition. Here comes the 86. Skelton has ran him back down. Did Skelton save enough fuel? Did Max not? Is Max trying to save now? And now it's, well, he's on the hot seat. High 5 that time. It'll be just 5 more times around. Looking at it right now, the fastest trucks on the speedway are running back in 3rd and 4th. Mitchell and Souza. Remember, Souza has enough fuel. Does he have enough time? There he is. It'll be 4 to go. I'll never say never in this series. I've called these guys for a very long time, and I can tell you they all run different lines. They all run different strategies. Was Max saving till Skelton got to him and then hit the gas and tries to drive away? We're going to find out because we're 3 laps away from finishing this one off here tonight in the Allens Farms. 1:35 here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 3 more laps of 1.5 miles each time around. Murdoch and O'Donnell, though, they're back here still battling. Murdoch's able to get the nose ahead of Ryan O'Donnell, but then it just goes right back. And as the popsicle sticks are ready to fly, the battle for third is heating up here once again. 2 laps to go, 3 miles of racing. Zach Mitchell, Jeffrey Souza trying to figure out who's going to have the final podium spot here tonight. Souza drive it downhill, try to slide up in front. He slides up, now the crossover moved by Zach Mitchell. Some of those tracks you heard him going by the camera here. Trying to shut it off, trying to coast it to the end of this one. Out of turn 4, we're going to see the white flag here, though, being displayed. One final trip around brought to us by the Feeney Call. So as Max is out front, looks like he might have this one as long as he can bring it back around under its own power. Almost a second lead right now over the 86 of Skelton. Souza still holding on to that spot, which is P number 3 right now over Zach Mitchell. And out of turn 4, picking up a win here on Monday night in the Allen Farms 135. It'll go to Max Terriall. James Skelton, Jeffrey Souza rounding out the podium spots. It'll put Mitchell back into the 4th spot. And Michael Trevarthen, I'm being told, out of fuel. Murdoch was able to get around Ryan O'Donnell and finishes P7. O'Donnell back to running in 8th. Benedict running in 9th, his best finish with the series. Then it'll be Tony Strano finishing there in the 10th position. So as Max picks up another win, unofficial here tonight, as the number 2 just not quite able to finish this one up. Is he going to get there? Come on! Come on, Trevarthen, get there! Yep, it's out of fuel. So Max going to go down, turn around, and we'll get to talk to him. As he always turns that machine around and comes back at us. We'll take the quick step away, and we'll be back here to Charlotte for the Shiny Things podcast post-race show.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Charlotte Motor Speedway race, fans. After 135 miles, that's 90 laps around this track here in Charlotte. In the books, the Allen Farms 135 official here tonight. We have some of your podium finishers standing by, ready to talk to us here. Let's start things off with the driver of truck number 42, because he'll pick up another one. Max, a terrible starting spot here tonight for you, but the floodgates opened early with a quick caution. And then this truck looked like it was on rails.
Yeah, definitely not my best lap all weekend long. That was the track had more grip than I expected in qualifying, so I was way too conservative. And but I was able to gain some positions quickly in the first few laps. That made the biggest difference, because even if after the first caution, if I had restarted around 10th, I think I was in the right track position, but already getting in the top 5 by then, I was able to get some clean air and save the right front, and that made the difference.
You were able to save it, and then late in this one, fuel mileage comes back into play. James Skelton starts to run you down, but you were able to hold him off late.
Yeah, I had to run easy from almost mid-race till the end. That second to last fuel run, I went a little too aggressive. Didn't have that much draft, so I needed to save a lap of fuel. But at the end, by saving more fuel for that last run, I also saved my tires, so I just wanted to make sure that I had at least one lap to do good on fuel, and I knew I would probably have enough tires to hold him off if it was close. So, but I was able to push with about 4 laps to go and put a gap on him.
Well, you're able to push here tonight. You pick up your second victory of the season. You're joined James Skelton and Jeffrey Souza as the only 3 drivers to pick up multiple wins here in the regular season. So congratulations on that. So what do you say we roll this red carpet out? It missed last week. So who do you got to thank? That's on the 42 once again.
Yeah, thanks, Roger. As always, my fiance, also my friend Max, and my dad. Shout out to Josh, James, and Richard. And a new sponsor this week with Allen Farms. So it's cool to see Kenneth come on board and support any way he can and show off his trade. So thanks to him also. And yeah, wherever we go next week, we'll see you guys next. We'll see you guys there.
There you have it. Tonight's winner picking up his 3rd race win of the season here tonight at Charlotte for Max Terrell. He'll see what he can do next week at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Driver, though, that will finish right behind him, James. It looked late like the Cayman's Boats number 86 was gonna have a chance here. What more did you need late in this one here tonight to secure this victory?
I needed, I guess, the 42 to get into it with one of those lappers. I was like, man, they're really racing pretty hard, and I just kept catching him, and I guess I didn't know he was going to be a lap short like that, because I was actually a lap to the good, just saving. So I was really surprised. I was catching him. I didn't know if he had damage or whatnot, and then once he got past that last lap car, he just took off. So Charlotte was probably my worst mile and a half. I don't particularly like it when I was practicing Richard. He consistently had better tire wear than me on the long run. So to get a P2 after my last 2 weeks, the first, I think, 5-6 weeks, I had the best start I've ever had with red light, and wanted to keep that going, and then had 2 pretty mediocre weeks, one really bad one. So to get back on the podium, and I don't even think I was a P2 truck tonight. So to talk to you and get the Cayman Boats back on the podium, I'll take it.
Well, you say you don't like this track particularly, but can you remember back to November 27th of last year? You actually took this truck to victory lane right here. So it's hard to believe you here, James, that you don't like the track, but all right, we'll skip it. What do you think next week to North Wilkesboro? Because I believe you have a victory there also.
Yeah, that's my type of tracks. For whatever reason at Charlotte, I don't even remember that. Winning that race. It might have been silly fuel mileage or something. I got lucky on it, but I never have a dominant car. But North Wilkesboro just fits my style. I love the track. What car are we in?
Oh, looks like the old Xfinity machine.
Okay, I'll take it. So, no, yeah, the short tracks, getting the rhythm. Usually with North Wilkesboro, I can usually run a little bit lower than most guys, and that can usually, pay dividends. So we'll see if we can put the time in this week and see if we can put another good run going here.
I'm just trying to pull it up here for you. The last time you came to North Wilkesboro, a 10th place finish, but the time before that, a P, number 1 at the end of it. So what do you say? We'll let you go take your walk, and then you can start practicing to see if you can pick up another W. So who do you got to thank on the number 86?
That's funny, Roger. No, I got a bunch of work. Won't be practicing until later in the week. But like Max said, I want to give a shout out to having our title sponsor, Allen Farms 135. It's pretty cool to get the sponsors out there. I want to thank you, Roger, for everything you do. All of our other sponsors, couldn't do without them. All the drivers, I think we had a really, really good race. All the fans that were watching. Had canvas boats on the side. My boat is in the shop for the foreseeable future. I was coming back from a road trip, a fishing trip last week, and blew a hub out, and my tire went flying in the woods at 70 miles an hour and had to get towed 100 miles. So need to get some repairs to the old Camus trailer, but we'll see what happens, and I will see. Oh, got to give a shout out to my teammate Richard. He went to the back, and he had better pace than me, but he qualified horrible. And then he got damaged, had to go to the back, and he got a ninth place finish. So I think if he could have qualified better, he could have had a top 3 car at least. And then give a good shout out to Sousa for doing what he does and coming from the back and get a 3rd place. And I'll see everybody next week.
There it is. He wrecks his boat. He wrecks the trailer. And somehow he still finishes 3rd here tonight after all it's all said and done. Or 2nd here tonight, all said and done. 3rd place finisher, though. Well, Jeffrey, it was a good race for you. Off strategy a little bit. That's normally what we see this 4 machine do. What do you think after, the 135 miles here tonight?
Yeah, I actually haven't driven this truck that much since we had a big build change with it. I want to say a couple months now, but the last time I ran it was, I think, Iowa, when we had the race earlier this season, and I sadly got dropped out of it connection-wise. So I really like how they drive now. I think it falls into my hands a little bit better, how I like to take care of my tires. I think they matter a lot more now. You don't go as much full throttle as you used to be able to, and I think that showed tonight. If you could save your stuff, it really paid off, and I felt like that's how we moved our way up there. We had that one incident that didn't throw the caution out after the restart, and we kind of lost a good amount of time to the leaders, but by the time we came around to pit, kind of had gotten it back. And then, like you said, we kind of got a little bit off strategy and just needed probably one more lap, and those guys would have ran out. Luckily, for them, luckily they were able to make it. But still, top 3. We'll take it.
Well, we'll see if we can get it extended to 136.5 miles next year just for you. But hey, we missed you last week, unfortunately, in the Sousa Media race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Congratulations on your win. We didn't get to talk to you, but how did that all unfold last week? And you carried that in here to Charlotte.
Yeah, same thing last week. It's just, obviously a lot less eventful this week compared to last week. We had that some issues on the initial start of the race. Big accident. We got involved with it. Luckily, it wasn't race-ending damage, and that kind of set us off from that point on a different strategy than most. And we just worked the strategy that we were left with basically from that point on, and it worked out. So Indy's a track that I've always loved. So to be able to pull out another win this season, 2 wins already, is a big deal for us. And I think this year we've had a really good year so far. A couple finishes outside the top 10 that outside of my control, either wrecking or, like I said, the Iowa race that we lost connection from. So, but otherwise, I think we've been basically top 5, if not better, car speed wise every week. So hopefully we're not using up the luck early on in the season, and we'll still have some left once we get around to the playoffs in a couple weeks.
Yeah, just 2 more races left here before the playoffs. I do believe, North Wilkesboro and Bristol. 2 short tracks. How do we feel about that to wind down the season?
Yeah, I think next week is very possible that we could have a chaotic race. I think seen a couple tracks this year that we've had. The short tracks have been rather chaotic. I know Loudon a couple weeks ago was pretty messy. Hopefully, we're a little bit cleaner than we were there. I know Wilkesboro in the past has been, we've had some that we've gotten very clean and green, and we've had some that have been pretty messy. So I'd love it if we could get there and we'd go green to checkered. I don't know if that's going to be what happens, but I like that Xfinity car there too. I think that it's a little bit loose, a little bit icy, like tonight's race was kind of. So I'm looking forward to that, and then I'm also looking forward to that last one at Bristol. I think with the next gen, similar to what we saw in real life this past week, you can really use both lanes, and tire wear and tire management I think is also going to matter in that race too. So as you know, I love my next gen car. So in general, with Bristol being the car that we're going to have to run that track with, it's just going to be even better. So I'm really looking forward to the last 2 weeks here before we get to the playoffs, and then from that point on, starting them off and trying to get to that championship race again.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what we can do here, definitely in the playoffs, because you're already locked in. So what do you say? We didn't get to do it last week for you, so let's do it here tonight. Let's roll the red carpet out here once again for you, Souza, as you finish third here tonight in a victory last week at Indy.
Yeah, I just got to continue to thank everybody over there at Triad, Brandon Pierce every week up on the box for me, and then up on the box for me and for Bill. Bill back there in 10th tonight. Solid recovery for him. He had issues with his brake sticking for the first 30 laps or so until we got a caution there that he was able to reset it. So he was able to recover there as well for a top 10. Good points day for him as he continues to try to fight to get in the playoffs with me. So solid run for us as a team tonight. And then just everyone at Souza Media and Stan Analyzer for everything they do. Souza Media this week had a pretty good week. We won, I think, Patrick Emerling won the modified race out there at Monadnock. I think Luke Baldwin won, I think, the Smart Tour, or one of the modified races down south there. So we won a lot of races this weekend in real life, and we take home a podium in the sim race in life tonight. So we continue to battle every week, and that's all we can do, really. So, and obviously you for the broadcast, hopefully you're feeling better from last week, and then Josh, Richard, and everyone else that makes this league happen. It's a lot of fun to be able to race with these guys who can, you really can hang it on their door, and you can trust that you're not going to end up wrecked from them every week.
There you have it. His name is Jeffrey Souza, and the Souza Media number 4 having a good run here tonight, and sounds like everybody signed up underneath the Souza Media banner also having themselves one heck of a week. So Souza will finish third. That leaves the 4th place finisher of Zach Mitchell and the 5th place runner here tonight of Ethan Troutman. Those are unofficial results here as we get ready to leave the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 2 races left in the regular season, so 2 more chances for drivers to win and lock themselves in. North Wilkesboro and then Bristol. 2 short tracks, iconic short tracks in real life, and right here on the iRacing.com platform. That's going to about do it, though, here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway here tonight for the Outlands Farms. 135 here. Max Terriel to pick up another victory here on Monday night. But that's going to about do it. So for everybody at Red Light Racing, everybody at Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody over at Allen Farms, and all of us here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's virtual show at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And until we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.